pair-wise tights, then attend to this heaven slice of the nature. Rap this skin on dice and woes of life. Love the pride, look at her vibes. What's the meaning of life? One subject to paradise, crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often bears appear, click, running fears appear. Craving and breaking it, rain, killing the flame. Close to she draws near, stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, in paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, in paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, in paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you can see.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this Tuesday edition of the Unpopular Hour. We're supposed to be at one of my favorite places on Tuesdays, and you know where that's at. Georgia's Happy Hog, located 712 Culbertson Drive, 405-525-8111. You can call for catering at 405-525-8111. They are open Monday through Saturday from 11 to 7. I highly recommend it. And I'm not going to be able to chance to go by there today, which I'm not overly excited about it. But, you know, when we go visit, it's brought to you by YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC, and the sponsor for us to go out and do remotes at minority women and Black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area, supporting them. So we appreciate them. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you can go into the main bank and see Joe Horn, Nathan Taylor, or Carson Wright at 401 Elm. They're in downtown Yukon. Or you can go to the YNB East, which is located about 2 miles east of there, of the main bank on 66th and Yukon Parkway. YNB Mustang at 218 North Mustang Road. They're in the city of Mustang. YNB Parkway, which is I-40 and Garth Brooks Boulevard, right there in front of the Integris Hospital. And of course, the bank that I always go to, and you go and see my boy Eddie at YNB Peoples at 6301 Northwest 23rd, which is basically between, not basically, it is between MacArthur and Rockwell. They're on 23rd Street there in Bethany. So you can go by and see any of those locations, and we appreciate their support and them going out. But I've just got too much going on today. I've got a full schedule, so I don't have time to go to do the thing at Georgia's and go train the kids today again and be at the Thunder game tonight. I just don't have enough time, and I don't want to move my equipment and have to set up both places. So we're just going to do it here and then give love to Georgia's Happy Hog. And I'll just have to go in on Friday, which, of course, is the day that they also have mac and cheese, because they have mac and cheese every Tuesday and Friday. So definitely I'm missing out on my hot links and my watermelon sweet tea. I'm not overly pleased about that at all, but I just do not have the time today to go in there. So speaking of the Thunder have a huge game tonight against the Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets are 25-51. The Thunder are 37-38. And right now we're 9.5-point favorites, with the over/under being 227. And I think our guy Drew Hinthorn took the Thunder today. I believe he took the Thunder in the over. I bet if I'm correct in that. So the Thunder are one of the best teams leading the NBA in scoring right now. And when you look at what the Thunder are doing, I mean, they are just scoring at a rapid rate, and I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing for the most part. Just wish the coaching was a little bit better, but, you know, I don't know if we'll be able to get in. But as we talk about every day, we're going to give you the update on where the Thunder are as far as the race is concerned, the playoffs. Right now, we're still ranked 10th, 37-38, tied with the Lakers. Of course, what this basically means is the position we are. We have to win 2 games in order to get to playoffs, both of them on the road. We have to beat the Lakers in L.A., then we have to turn around and play the loser of the Golden State-New Orleans Pelicans game at home at either in Golden State or New Orleans. And it's so funny as yesterday, Minnesota was the seventh seed. Golden State was the sixth seed. So you see how important every game right now truly, truly matters. So you can't afford to go out and drop games because the race is just too. It's just too close. And when you look at it, the the Timberwolves are in sixth place right now. Look, but they're only 2 games ahead of us. And the Timberwolves are 37, 39, and 38. The Warriors are 39 and 37. Excuse me, 39 and 37. Warriors are 39 and 37. The Pelicans are 38 and 37. And us Lakers are both 37 and 38, with the Mavericks at 37 and 39 with a huge win last night. So, what does this basically mean? And we're going to kind of go over this every day, kind of keep you guys updated on where the Thunder are and what they need to do. So, starting out with the Thunder, let's look at our schedule and what we have to do. Okay, so because it's about the Thunder, so let's look at us. So here are our next 3 games this week. Let's just do 4 games just to make it easy. So we have to beat the Hornets and the Pistons and the Pacers. We can go 2-1, but we need to go 3-0 this week. And then we have the Suns at home. So I don't know if we can beat the Suns again at home. It is possible because we've done it already, but it will depend on who the coach plays, the lineups he plays, because we have to have our best wing defenders playing against them because they shoot the ball so well and they're so athletic. And the question is, will KD be playing by then? My understanding is they're not going to bring him in until the end of the season, but LeBron is only going to be supposed to be playing the last 3 games of the regular season for the Lakers. So that's important for them to get in. So we'll go over that later. But you have the Hornets tonight, which is a must win. The Pistons tomorrow, which is a must win. So you have the 2 bottom feeders in the NFC, in the Eastern Conference. So those are 2 wins that you have to have. Then the Pacers are next, and the Pacers are sitting there at 12th at 33 and 43. So these 3 games, even though you're at Indianapolis, you have to win these next 3 games. It's just you can't afford to drop one. If you do, we still get in, but our situation is very precarious because of that. But if you win the 3 and you go, let's say 3-1, okay, let's say you beat the Suns and you lose to the Pacers, whatever. So we have to go a minimum of 3-1 over the next 4 games. Minimum of 3-1. Okay. So now, that being said, let's go back to the brackets. Okay, so we're in 10th. Okay, let's say we go 3-1 over the next 4 games. That will make us 41. Excuse me, 40 and 39. Which, of course, how many games did I pick us to win this year? 40. You can thank me. Yes, I was right on the money on that. So the next thing we got to worry about is what do the Lakers have in front of them in the next 4 games? They, of course, they have the Bulls tomorrow in Chicago. Then they have the T-Wolves on the road in Minnesota. And then they have the Rockets at the Rockets. And then they have the Jazz at the Jazz. So the Lakers, you got to figure they're going to beat the Rockets. And they should beat the Bulls. Maybe because the Bulls just beat them in LA, so I think there's a little revenge factor. So I'm going to give the Lakers the break in that. So that's 2-0. Then they have the T-Wolves, which I think is going to be an L for them because the T-Wolves are fighting for their lives. So I think that's an L for them. And then they have the Jazz, which Utah is a tough place to win, as we know. But I'm going to go ahead and say the Lakers lose. So I'm going to say the Lakers are going to go 2-2 in their next 4 games. So that makes the Lakers 39 and 40. Okay. Well, the Thunder are 40 and 39. So we know we're going to flip flop them right away. So we will play that first game at home. But I do not want to see the Lakers in the first round. I just don't want to see them in that first game. But the advantage is if you lose that game, then you still have to play on the road. Now, the next team we have to worry about in 8th place is the New Orleans Pelicans. What do the Pelicans have? Remember, they are 38-37, so they're 1 game ahead of us. Okay? Right now, they are 13 games out with 14. So they're 1 game ahead of us right now. Here are their next 4 games. They have at the Warriors tonight. Okay, which the Warriors, you can see the Golden State's at 7. So that's a huge win. One of those are going to drop. So you got to figure that with our win, puts us at 38 and 38. So we will have one Actually, we'll be tied with New Orleans, so they'll still be ahead of us. So that'll be 38 and 38. Which remember what I talked about a long time ago, how important that win was that we lost that game was last month, or a month and a half ago, remember? Said how important that was a huge, we needed to win that game. Pelicans then have to go to the Nuggets, which I think that when you see where the Nuggets are fighting for their life right now because Memphis is hot on their heels, only 3 games back. So I believe they'll lose that game to the Pelicans. Then you turn around and then you have uh, let me see. Then you have the Pelicans at home against the Clippers, and then they have the Kings at home. So you got to figure they're going to go 2-2 minimum in this 4 games. So that puts the New Orleans Pelicans at 40 and 39. What did I say the Thunder were going to be? 40 and 39. Still does not help us at all. That's why we need to go 4-0, but a minimum of 3-1, okay, to put us in ninth place. Now, the key now is the next step is Golden State. Where does that put Golden State? Okay, so the Warriors come up. The Warriors are 39 and 37. The Warriors have the game tonight against the Pelicans, which I think they'll win. So that's 1 win for them. Then they have the Spurs. That's 2 wins for them. Then they have the Nuggets at the Nuggets. I think they'll lose that game. So they're 2-1. And then they have us on the road as their 4th game. So they're I'm going to say that's a must-win for us, but I do not trust the coaching staff, so I'm going to give the Warriors that game. So that's 3-1 the Warriors are going to go. So they're going to beat the Pelicans tonight. They're going to beat the Spurs. They're going to lose to the Nuggets, and they're going to beat us. So they're 3-1. So that puts them at 42 and 38, still ahead of us, still ahead of the Pelicans. Now, we still have not made any ground up the next 4 games. If everything remains the way it is. Only thing we have gained is 1 spot. So what does that tell the Thunder? How important are these next games? You can't afford to go 2-2 because these teams and where they're playing, you have to win the games that are sitting in front of you. The Thunder coaching staff has to understand that. If we go 4-0, it's the only way we can possibly move up. Then you still got to go to Golden State, which I don't think we can do that. Then the last 2 games are must win. So of your remaining 6 games, you need to go 5-1. 4-2 doesn't help you. You still are sitting in the same basic situation unless we get help from other teams that are in front of us. Going 4-2 is not going to help. We need to go 5-1, 6-0, which I don't. It's possible. If we go 6-0, we'll be the hottest team going into the playoffs, and I don't care who we play at that particular point, whether it's the Lakers, the Clippers, or whomever. I think the Thunder will be fine if you can go 6-0. So you go 5-1, we could possibly move up into that 6th spot. So if you go 5-1, you can move up to minimum 7th, maybe 6th, depending on whatever else. But because if you go 5-1, that puts us at 42 and 39. Or 43 and 39, excuse me, 42 and 39, yes. So that's where you're sitting, 43 and 39. That's where you sit. 43 and 39 gets us maybe the 7th seed. Let's go back and look. The Warriors, let's go back and just go all the way through the 6 games. If the Warriors go, let me see, they're going to go win, loss, win, loss, win. So they will go 5-1. So they're going to be ahead of us. So there's no way for us to really jump them if they do what they're supposed to do. The Lakers over their last 6 games, you got to figure 2-2, and then the Clippers, that's a loss, 2-3. Suns 2-4. Jazz at home. If they're on the outside looking in, you got to figure. Let me see how many games is that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They'll probably go 4-3 or 3-4, one or the other. So if they do that, if they go 4-3, that puts us ahead of them by 1 game. Now, if you go back and you look at the Pelicans, we're chasing both of them. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games left, and you got to figure loss, loss, loss. We should jump the Pelicans because I don't see them going no more than 3-4 in their next game because their only easy game they got left on their schedule is the Knicks, possibly. You got to go to the Warriors, then you have to go to the Nuggets, then you have the Clippers at home, then you have the Kings at home, then you have the Grizzlies at home, and you got to go on the road, then you have the Knicks at home. So you got some games at home, but them to go 4-3 or 3-4, we could possibly jump them. So if they get 3 wins, that puts them at 41 wins. We jump them. If they get 4 wins, we're in the same bracket. So we're not helping us any. So we got to hopefully they only can get 3 wins of their next 7, and then the Lakers. So we jumped into 7th. Now Minnesota, the T Wolves are the harder one to beat. I mean, they're a harder one for us to jump all the way to 6 because uh, they've got the Suns tomorrow, which hopefully they'll lose. They got the Lakers at home. Hopefully they're going to probably beat the Lakers. Then they got the Trailblazers, which they'll win. So that's 2-1. Then they've got the Nets. That's 3-1. Then they have the Spurs. That's 4-1. They have the Pelicans. So they're 4-2. So there's no way we can jump them all the way. There's no way because even if we tied them, if they only get 3 wins, they're still jumping. So the highest the Thunder can possibly get is 7th place, unless we go. If we run the table, then we possibly can get it done if the Thunder, which is a huge if the Thunder run the table. If we run the table and we can go, man, if we go 6-1, that gives us 43 wins, I think. Or if we go 7-0, if we run the table, we're going to get 6th place, I believe. If we go 6-1, we're still in 7th. 5-2, we're going to maybe be 7th or 8th. So that's kind of the way I look at where the Thunder are right now. Why it's so important for these next games to be done. But step 1 is to win tonight. You got to get the victory tonight over the Charlotte Hornets. So everybody come out to the game tonight and support the Thunder because it is so important that you support them and what we're doing here. I mean, with the opportunities for us are really good for the Thunder to actually make the playoffs. It's sitting right there for us for the Thunder. Okay, we're right there now. If you have any questions or any comments that you want to say, you can go ahead and call me at 405-551-8300 or just text me, I'm sorry, 405-551-8300. If you have a question, it will pop up on our Skype and you can leave your name and we can do that. If not, remember 405-551-8300 to text us. And if you have a question or you have a comment about what we just talked about, anything about the Thunder and what's going on with us and what we're trying to do. Now, sorry, in NBA games last night, there was some big games last night that affect the Thunder and what we were trying to do. Because the Timberwolves beat the Kings, which we needed the Kings to beat the Wolves. That was a huge victory for them. But to start out, the Mavs, of course, got off the slide, beating the Pacers. The Bucks took care of the Pistons, which, of course, we knew that was going to happen. The Knicks took care of the Rockets. Shocker, we knew that was going to happen. And then the Suns beat the Jazz, which that's something we needed, remember, to put some more distance between us and the Jazz. The Nuggets took care of the 76ers, which they needed to do to maintain that lead. It was a huge loss for the Sixers. They needed that to maintain their momentum in the East. Like I said, the T-Wolves beat the Kings. We needed the Kings to handle that last night. They did not get it done, especially with the playoffs being what it is. And then we knew that the Pelicans were going to beat the Trailblazers. And then Clippers beat the Bulls by 12. And that I was shocked at a little bit. I thought that the Bulls would try to get in and get another W there in LA, but the Clippers did take care of business. So in games today, Celtics and Heat does not affect us. The Cavs and the Hawks does not affect us. You got the Heat and the Raptors, which doesn't affect us. Now, the Magic at the Grizzlies are going to handle their business. I don't see any reason why they won't. And then we have the Hornets at our spot, which we've got to win. But the big game for us is the Pelicans and the Warriors. Okay, that's the huge game for us because we need for the Pelicans to lose. We need the Warriors to come through at home and get a W. That's what we need because if we get that done, that's going to really help us draw in closer to that eighth spot, which is where the Thunder want to be. Because if we're in eighth or seventh, you get two home games in order to win one to get into the playoffs. So it's a huge difference, and plus it determines who you might play that first game. So we definitely need a W out of that. So I was kind of waiting for my guy Drew Hinthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com to come on so we can talk about the NBA power rankings, but I don't know what he's doing. He's not on, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep with my script and where I'm at. Here are my power rankings thus far in the NBA. You have the Bucks, the Nuggets, the Celtics, the Sixers, and the Grizzlies. I switched that around. The Cavs are still up there. I think the Kings deserve to be ahead of the Suns, even though I don't know if they could beat them in the playoffs. But as of now, I do take the Kings over the Thunder. And then, of course, you have the Wolves. And then I had to throw in the Clippers, even though I really didn't want to do that. I still got to throw the Clippers in there since they're in the top five there in the West. Drew has the Bucks, the Nuggets, the Sixers, the Celtics, and then he has Golden State. I do not have Golden State in there. I'm still not a fan of them. And last night was a perfect example of I just don't trust Golden State on the road. I just don't see them one of the top five teams. I just don't. The Heat, number 6. He's got the Cavs at 7. All right, finally giving the Cavs some love. He's hated the Cavs all year long, and he's finally giving them some love. Clippers, Lakers, and then, whoa, Thunder. I'm a Thunder fan. I just don't, man, Drew, I don't understand it. You're going to have to definitely explain that one to me because I don't see how you can come up with that. But, whatever this is, your power rankings, and you have the right to say whatever you want because guess what? It is yours to do. I want to thank our sponsors, Collaborative Logic, for keeping us up and running on the show. Appreciate them and my guy, the guys over there for everything they do. The thing that I love about Collaborative is that they can set up software to make your office run smoother. They can write programs for you as far as web design and things like that. And then most importantly, the thing that I really, really like about them, they can remote in. I don't have to go in and mess with your office at all. So I really, really like the fact that you can do that. SRB, if you have engineering, surveying, or planning, they are the people to talk to about that. Oak Grove Trucking, my guy Jose Fierro. If you need some stuff moved, if you got a highway project or know someone that does, hey, go ahead and use him because, they are a minority business as well. And then NAFCO with my guys Greg and Max Nafee supporting me like they always do. I appreciate that. And then last but not least, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC, and of course they are a sponsor for us to go out and do remotes for live remotes for minority women and black-owned businesses in the OKC area. Also, we can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you can go in and see the guys at 401M, which is the main bank, YNB East, which is on 66 and the Yukon Parkway, YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road, YNB Parkway, which is on Garth Brooks Boulevard and I-40, just right there in front of the hospital. And then, of course, the bank that I always go to is 6300 Northwest 23rd. And you go and see my boy Eddie if you want to holler at him. They're in Bethany between Rockwell and MacArthur. So we just thank them for all the stuff that they do for that. And then remember, if you have any questions or anything, you have every opportunity to go in and give your opinion on what we are talking about on Skype. And that's 405-551-8300. We're not going to demean you, but whatever you want to say, you can. You can text it in, and we will bring that up on the show. And if you put your name, we can be able to tell you we asked the question. So if you'll do that for us, we appreciate it. 405-551-8300. 0-0. So go ahead and do that, and we'll be more than happy to answer any of the questions that you might have. And at the moment, there is a European Cup game going on between Croatia and Turkey. And of course, what is it? Croatia is up 1-0 over Turkey in the 41st minute of the first half. So, a great match that is in the European World Cup European qualifiers. So, if you're a big, huge soccer fan, please by all means go and check it out. Of course, there was a great game yesterday with France and Mbappe getting his first captains for that. So that was impressive for him. What an honor, and I'm glad he got that done. So exciting news. By the way, remember, Thunder play tonight at home. So if you guys don't have tickets, go to the game. Go check out the Thunder tonight against the Hornets. They are 25-51. The Thunder are 37-38, -9.5. It's a lot of points. The Thunder are favored by over and under 227, especially since they have just beat the Mavericks 2 games in a row. And then, of course, we're joined by my guy, Ben Dillman.
What's going on, Matty?
High Stick Harry. What's up, my brother?
Line change. How are you, bub?
How you doing, brother? Well, it's not quite a line change because Drew is not here. So
Drew's not here.
He's not on the line, so I don't know if it's necessarily. No, it'll be a line change if he pops in. But before that's it.
How you doing?
Good, man. Good. How about yourself?
Everything's going good, man.
Yeah, dude. I want to talk
Same old stuff.
I'm gonna talk a little bit about our guy Lamar and how I don't know if you know, Meek Mill contacted Robert Kraft and said, asked Robert Kraft to say, "Hey, man, you need to sign Lamar," and he's like, "That's Bill Belichick's deal." And Meek Mill is like, "Dude, you're not gonna pull. I don't know if Lamar is trying to call y'all, and all you guys think y'all know him. You don't know any. You don't know business. Stay in your lane. You don't know anything about football. Stay in your lane, bro."
I think he's just pushing. He's just making a push, just like a good friend would do.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But dude, y'all need to. I hear all this. I was listening to Colin Cowherd. This guy Jason was on talking about, well, these NFL teams you're trying to win, bro.
Yep.
You need to understand the whole circumstance. First of all, he does not want a guaranteed contract. He said that. He didn't want to stop saying guaranteed contract because he said he does not want that. The bottom line is, like you and I talked about yesterday, I think you and I are in agreement. Teams are not going to give up 2 first-round picks this year if they suck. Like, I'm not giving up a top 10 pick to the Ravens for Lamar. I'm not doing that. Agreed?
Yeah, because I would say not.
Yeah, because they need more. If you're in the top 5 to 10, there's a reason why you're there. Okay? So you are not trying to give up that because you need another piece, not necessarily quarterback, but defensive edge rusher or offensive tackle or cornerback or whatever. You have another need that you're trying to service up there at that particular pick. And then the second thing is he's sitting there talking about, these NFL owners, if you're losing, I don't understand it. Well, guy, first of all, you're not giving up the pick. Second of all, it's about how much money you got to pay Lamar, who you got to get rid of to make salary room. And then third of all, you got to give up 2 first-round picks that you know of to them if they decide to let Lamar go. Which they don't have to. Yeah. Or do you think they're so fractured right now that they're done?
Yeah, then pretty much all morning I've just seen like little things about I guess they were talking because I know it was just the coaches and GM meetings. They just had all those.
Yes, the owners.
So they were all getting there and chatting. So I saw all the pictures of them doing that. So from pretty much since I saw the photos of that, I saw that the Commanders pretty much said no, that they have faith in Sam Howell, that they're not trying to chase Lamar or anything.
Right now, they're all saying that right now before the draft.
Well, then I saw the Colts that they were interested, which how could you not be? Those are the only 2 differences I've seen over the last little bit.
Well, the Colts are interested, but they're not interested in giving up the 4th overall pick.
Yeah.
They're not that interested.
If I were the Colts, I don't know how I'd run that.
Well, to me, it makes perfect sense. You go ahead, you wait till after the draft, then you try to go sign him. Because
that's what I think. Or even after the first round, like make sure you get your first round pick in, and then go see if maybe you can get like this year's second, and then maybe next year's first, like or something like that.
Well, no. You have to give up. You have to give up.
Yeah, you have to do 2 first. You have to do 2 first. But I'd wait till at least after the first round.
Yes, because then you're giving up next year's first and the next year's first. So your 2024 and 2025 are gone. Plus $45 million. What does that put your salary cap?
And you have to re-sign him.
Yep, and that to me, really, the only people sitting there with any kind of room is really the Falcons. But for whatever reason, and then, my deal is this, and Jason was like, "Oh well, he's been hurt 2 years in a row, bro. That's two. Once you start getting hurt, you keep getting hurt. Once it starts, you keep getting hurt. You look at LeBron; he hasn't been healthy since he got to the Lakers.
No, not at all.
He hasn't been healthy. Not one time since he
hadn't had a clean run. He hadn't had a clean run at all. Like not even more than 30 games or so together. Like maybe once or twice, but it's been very, very.
They don't play together. Yeah. So I'm just like, dude. Once you start getting hurt as a running quarterback, which is what he is, the chances of him staying healthy are slim. But is he dynamic? Yes. Is he going to win you games? Yes. Is he going to get you an a Super Bowl ring? No, he's not. Now, with the Jets, possibly because of their defense. You know what I mean? They're going to give him more opportunities.
Yeah. Maybe. I do like the weapons they've added.
Yep. So maybe. But the question is, do they obviously have the room because they're going to bring in Aaron Rodgers at $58 million. Or they may be debating that because they may have to pay – the Packers maybe have to pay part of that in order to get Aaron. Gone.
Yeah, because they have to recontract or reconstruct that a little bit.
Yeah, or they got to pay part of it. Because remember, the Browns paid what? $11 million of Baker's 18 or something like that in order to get rid of him. So
that's right around that.
Yeah, so whatever so that's a possibility in itself. But to me, the Lamar thing is off the table until after the I'd be very surprised if anybody does anything before the draft.
Yeah, I think he mishandled the whole situation, but that doesn't mean he might still. I hope he still gets paid, but I just think he mishandled it a little bit. But
well, the whole thing is he's playing like say he's playing for 32. He's not going to play for 32 million. He's not playing. And the Ravens aren't going. I mean, the Ravens are giving 45. But Lamar's deal is
he'll play for more than he'll play more than his contract.
And everybody talks about he's going to sit out. Why? If you sit out, you're going to miss the last 5 games of last year, plus 17 games this year. That's 22 games that you sat out. Quarterbacks that sit out that long don't necessarily – it doesn't do well.
I don't think anybody does very well doing that. I mean, Le'Veon didn't have any success when he came back. He was pretty much shut up there at the Jets.
Yeah, he did a little bit, but he pretty much was gone.
I mean, it was nothing. Yeah, I mean, I could see Lamar still doing a little bit, kind of like, a late Michael Vick, but I don't see him doing like too much, like leading you to the Super Bowl. I don't really see him doing that if you sit out a whole year like that. I mean, I don't know. They're just rust. Rust is a real thing, mentally, physically, repetition-wise, everything. It's a massive thing.
Yeah, Croatia just scored again on a horrible pass on turkeys in their back part of the field. I'm like, dude, what do you do? What kind of pass is that? Anyway, Croatia just scored again. But I'm with you. I'm just sitting there looking at it. I'm like, Lamar, bro, you mishandled this. You're mishandling even more. Now you got friends, your boys. All you people, stay the hell out of it. You don't know what's going on. You're not in the NFL. That's your friend. I get it. But there's a reason why Lamar is not being taken. And for you, for all of you all are speaking, you're ignorant. You don't even know. I mean,
speaking on it, you have no idea.
You're speaking about stuff, dude.
I mean, it's just like people, it's just like having a little pipe dream, just saying, it'd be really cool if you just went and got, every best player in the world to play on their team. Like, just kind of, you have no idea. It's, one just kind of speaking out of, out of.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand all, Lamar's getting, blackballed. Okay, and the guy goes, if you're an NFL owner, and that's another thing about this Jason guy, dude, you need to shut the hell up. The problem is that Kirk Cousins got a 3-year guaranteed contract, fully guaranteed for 3 years. That was it. Give Lamar 3 years basically is what he would be getting with the $133 million. Is 3 years guaranteed.
The same thing.
Close. You know what I'm saying? It's close to 3 years guaranteed because you're going to get the $133 million plus you're getting the $45 million for that next year. Then they're going to have you come back the next year. That's another 45. So I don't understand what that's $200-something million.
And I think it's a lesson some of these teams with these young quarterbacks, like younger. I mean, like if Lamar would have just got re-signed, 2 or 3 years ago, they wouldn't be in this problem. Like I saw Jalen Hurts, they were trying to extend him here in the next couple of days, or not in the next couple of days, but here in the near future. So you got to get these quarterbacks while they're young before they really show. I mean, if you know what you got to pay them.
Yeah,
before you're going to get. They're going to, it's going to be an Aaron Rodgers type contract if you wait too long.
Or Dak Prescott. You know what this done is? I
Yeah.
saw they did a thing on the last 7 contracts that have been signed. Okay, Patrick's was the 8th, and here's an outlier. Nobody's going
His
to
is
different. Nobody's going to do what he's doing. No quarterback is going to do what he's doing. Okay, nobody's doing that. But it showed all the ones who had all the contracts from Deshaun Watson, including Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson.
Did it show the ones from this year too? So it'd be like Jimmy G and David Carr.
No, they don't count. They don't count.
Okay.
They don't count. We're talking about the big ones.
The big ones. Yeah, the big ones. Yeah.
Dak was the smallest one at 160. He had the smallest at 160.
Yeah, but that was a couple years ago, though. So that would have been this year. It'd probably be at 200, you know?
Yeah, but the thing is that they're paying him. So when you went down the list and you saw everybody was getting paid and you saw the records of the teams with the quarterbacks that you're paying all that money to, and you look at where they were, none of them did anything.
It was completely backwards.
None of them did anything. But the quarterback got all the money. But none of them did anything. Now, I do believe Russell Wilson will bounce back because of Sean Payton. I think Denver, with what he's doing, I think they'll bounce back and they're going to be competitive. He
already demoed his office. So
yeah. Oh, did they really?
Oh no! I mean, he said that ain't happening.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was one of the questions he got asked. He goes, "No, we ain't having no office."
What did he say? I'm not familiar with that.
He goes, "I'm not familiar with that tactic or something like that." He said something on
I'm not familiar with that. We're not.
Yeah,
doing
something.
That. We're not doing that. But anyway, when I look at that, I'm just like, to me, it's like Lamar to me is simple. Is he one of the best quarterbacks, top 5, 6 quarterbacks? There's no question. When he's healthy.
Yep, and he's always just been hurt at the wrong times too.
At the end of the last 2 seasons, the Baltimore Ravens were basically leading the league when he got hurt.
2 years ago, cost me a fantasy championship.
Yep. I mean, dude, but then he didn't come back and play. Then last year he chose not to come back and play because he wasn't getting paid.
His contract that he got himself into in the first place.
But the problem is, if you have an agent, they probably extend you. But when you're dealing with your mama as your agent, then it's a total different story. That's why his feelings is hurt, because he's hearing how they really feel about him. Let's go back to Derek Jeter when he's talking about Brian Cashman and, with them and the captain, and how he goes, loyalty works. It's not a one-way street. Loyalty works both ways.
Yep.
And if you ain't loyal to me, guess what? I ain't gonna be. I mean, it don't work that way. Loyalty is not one way.
Very difficult to be loyal to somebody that's not loyal to you. Yeah.
It is what it is. And and the thing is is that Derek was like, well, you know what? I understood what he did later on, and it was about business. He's going by trying to get me on the cheapest deal, instead of going, look, I'm New York. You're getting all this money in the stands. You're making all these ticket sales because I'm here, but you don't want to compensate me for that. And you're going by me. I don't hit the most home runs, but when there needs to be a play made, I make it. When there needs to be a hit made, I made it.
Yep. So, and when you need somebody in the locker room to get everybody to start listening up, I do it.
I do it. So that was kind of funny how that ended up working out, which was, the owner Steinbrenner had to step in and go, yo, hey, look, we ain't screwing this up, okay? Cashman, I understand you're doing your deal, but we ain't screwing this up, So, but with Lamar, his feelings are hurt. His feelings are in it. His feelings.
I think so too, yeah.
His feelings are in it. And he's mad. He's hurt by what they're saying, because I understand Lamar. Okay, I played all these years, and with little money, what has he made? $38 million or whatever he's only made in the years. But you know what? You would have probably had a deal done had you had an agent. But you chose to do it with your mama, thinking you're getting the maximum dollars, and what they were offering you wasn't enough. You could have got a deal done. But when you don't understand, like to me, it's really simple. You're getting the most money anybody has ever got at the time of signing their name, $133 million.
Yeah, that means I got $32 million. I got $32.75 million on his 5 seasons.
Yes. So you're getting $133 million when you sign your name, more than anybody. Most anybody had ever gotten was 105. And I think Mahomes only got 15? Something stupid when he signed his name. So
it's going to go up a little bit every year, but they reconstruct all those other contracts.
I'm talking about when he signed his name. I'm talking at the time of signing your name on the contract. Okay, that's all he got. You're getting 133. Russell Wilson got 105. So you're getting 133 plus your $45 million that you're getting for your season, that season coming up. So that's $178 million right there before you. I mean, you're getting $178 million right there, right?
Correct.
You get 178. Then let's say you play that year, you come back next year, you know you get another 45 on top of that. That's 230 something million. And I don't understand where his math is at. You're getting more money than anybody's ever gotten at the time of signing their name, and you want more money. What?
I'm telling you, the Browns screwed it all up with the Deshaun, with the Deshaun thing. They screwed it up for the whole league because now you got guys with big heads, big personalities, big egos. They do deserve the money, but not that much.
But since then, you've had 5 quarterbacks signed, and none of them been guaranteed. And nobody else is
Lamar's not looking at it that way.
I understand he's not. It doesn't matter how he's looking at it. That's the way it is. Nobody's doing
Correct.
that. They might give 3 years, but he wants 5. And in 5 years, he'll be what? 31 million, he'll be 31, 32 years or 31 or 32 at that time. And on top of that, how many hits he would have had with his running style, he's not going to be the same quarterback at 31 that he is right now. So now 3 years.
If I were in the NFL, I'd go every 3 years I want a contract. I want the bag every 3 years because I feel like that's a good base. You know what I mean? Once you get older, when you can get the vet minimum and stuff, then you can go earn it off of, getting tackles and getting rushing yards or receivings or whatever receptions, whatever it is.
But
I think that's the way to go.
But you got to remember, Ben, if they do it that way, 3 years, remember, those last 2 years of that deal, that's when you're going to really suffer. You're not going to, the last 2 years, that's why nobody wants to do more than that time because those last 2 years, you're not going to be the same player, which is what happened to Zeke. You're paying him last year for a player that, no. So that's why the NFL doesn't like do long-term deals.
Yeah, I saw the Laramie Tunsil deal, and that's what made me start thinking that way. He signed I think it was 3 years, $75 million with the Texans, and $60 million's guaranteed.
Guaranteed, yes.
So, so that and this is his second 3-year contract.
Right.
Remember, he was the guy, I don't know if you remember back in the day with the gas mask bong in the draft.
In the draft.
He was the guy that, and everybody dropped him out. And then turns out he was one of the best tackles in the draft. And he dropped 13 spots or something because of that. And they got him on the cheap. He stayed there ever since. And he just signed another 3-year deal. He'll get another 3-year deal after that. He'll end up making a ton of money.
Yep. But that was dumb. I don't know what
that was a leaked video. That wasn't on him. It's not like he did it and sent it to the league.
I know that.
I felt bad for him on that one.
But this is the deal. Now people don't care you smoke weed. The league's mentality is completely different. So
I know there's a couple guys out there. I believe it was Pat McAfee was like, man, this guy, if he did this is fantastic. That's impressive. We should draft this guy, right? Like the way he was breathing that in, it's hilarious.
Yes, it's true. Hey, so let's get to the Husker Drew picks.com. Okay, he's got the Grizzlies tonight, -7. That is his pick. And I was sitting there looking at it. I'm like, okay, Drew, I can kind of see that you got the Grizzlies because that is a huge game for them tonight. I mean, the Grizzlies got to get they've got to get this game tonight. I mean, it's a must for them. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They've got the Magic, which they should beat them. So -7. Then the Hornets and the Thunder, he's taking the over at 223 or 227, and which I kind of like. I think the Thunder will get over. They'll score a bunch of points tonight. Cavs and the Hawks, 238.5. Man,
I've liked that sneaky Cavs team all year. They just sat under the radar.
Yeah, playing in Atlanta against trading them, so that should be 238. 238 should be good. Then you have the Heat and the Raptors under 219.5. What do you think about that?
Ooh, this Raptors team, I don't know what it is.
I don't know
what it has nothing to do what?
I don't know. They're an enigma to me too.
That's what. Yeah, I can never tell what they're going to end up like, how it's going to go. It's kind of like watching the Clippers.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It truly is.
Just one of those things where you're just like, I don't know if they're going to perform tonight, but I'd like to see them perform. Just like I saw Russ, rocking the cradle the other night, and I was like,
I was just laughing. Oh yeah, he's just he is just ridiculous. Celtics Wizards over 2.5. The Wizards are terrible. But the Celtics are looking to get some W's, so that's what they're needing to wins to separate themselves because the Celtics right now being in the East, the Celtics are 2 games behind the Bucks.
That's
2
a
games
lot.
behind. But see the Celtics. This is their remaining schedule.
They got what, 8 games left?
They have 7 games left.
7 games left.
Yep, and they've got they play at the Wizards, then they play the Bucks Thursday in Milwaukee.
So that's a big swing game right here.
That's a big swing game right there.
That's
Massive. And then they have Utah at home, the 76ers on the road, the Raptors at home, and Raptors at home back-to-back, and then they finish off with the Hawks at home. So they can easily go 6-1, 5-2.
Yeah.
And then Milwaukee's schedule, they have 7 games remaining as well. They play the Celtics at home. They play the Pacers tomorrow, which they'll win that. Then they have the Bucks, and they have the Celtics at home, the Sixers at home on back-to-back nights. Thursday, Sunday, back-to-back games.
Sixers?
They have the Celtics Thursday. Then they have the Sixers on Sunday.
Embiid will be back for that, won't
Yes, he will be. Then you've got the Bucks and the Wizards, and you got the Bulls against the Bucks.
Well, the Bulls, tough team.
And then they have the Grizzlies at the Bucks, which is going to be a huge game for them.
That'll be a good one,
so
too.
They'll probably go 5-2. So
and Memphis will be fighting right there for that last game, so that'll be a good one.
Because they're only 3 back. Memphis is only 3 back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They'll be fighting to the end.
3.5 back. So they'll be fighting to the end. So that's going to be crazy. Now, in hockey, I did do the brackets. So do you want to do the brackets and scores first?
It doesn't matter. We can do let's do brackets first.
So do the bracket first?
Okay. This is as of today, right?
This is as of, yes. Yes, you have Minnesota 1 in the Central. The Stars are 3. The Avalanche are 2. Yes. The Avalanche are 2. So when I looked at that, I'm like, man, the Stars are in trouble, bro. You got Minnesota 1. You got the Avalanche 2. You've got Seattle, the Stars 3, and Seattle 4 in that Central.
Yep, if we're going off right here, I mean, the Wild, they're just on a freaking tear right now. I believe they're like 10-0-2 in their last 12, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, 10-0-2 in their the Wild, they're 8-0-2 in the last 10. So they're on a just tear right now. 7-1-2 over the last 8-1-2 over the last 13. They're just cruising. So I do like them. The Kraken are kind of starting to fall off a little bit with their young team there. But I do like the Wild. If this was as of today, the Wild should crush them pretty easily. Yeah,
they're rolling. And then in the Pacific, you got Vegas. Dude, the Vipers are rolling, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going. Once they got Jonathan Quick from the Kings, it's been pretty much they've been on also another just roll there. I believe that they're 10-0-2 in their last 12 as well. Yep. All these top teams, all these number 1 seeds besides the Hurricanes are pretty much all on an 8-1-2, 7-1-2, 8-0-2, 8-2-0. They're all just cruising right now. Like all the or what do they say? Water's starting to find its level. Yep. Right here on these final games.
Yep, and then of course you've got them number 1. You've got the Kings sitting at 2, Oilers at 3, and then Winnipeg at 4.
Yeah, Winnipeg's been dropping off a little bit. They're kind of just starting to fall to the wayside just a tad. But in the Pacific, though, that Kings and Oilers matchup would be insane.
Yes, it's going to be. It would.
I would love that one.
I would definitely be. That's much-watch TV for me. Drew's new team, the Kings. He switched off. Now he's taking the Kings. That's hilarious.
Not a bad pick.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, then of course you've got Carolina, number 1. You've got New Jersey, number 2. Man, woo! I tell you what, that New Jersey Devils against the Rangers, man.
Wouldn't that be awesome in that city too?
Man.
Just going just across right across the street, pretty much, and just going to go play them and just go beat the hell out of each other.
Yep.
That'd be awesome.
And then, of course, your Boston Bruins against the Islanders, which I don't know.
Scary. I want the Pens. I'd rather take the Pens.
Well, you should be taking the Pens, right? It'll be Boston.
No, I'm saying I'd rather play the Pens because the Islanders they play like that shutdown defense. They're pretty tough, and they got Sorokin and Netty's probably a top 3 to 5 goalie in the world. The Pens are the worst, probably and out of all these 16 teams here, I'd say they have the worst goaltending out of all of them. So I'd rather play them, and the Bruins can put the puck in the net. So hopefully the Islanders can, maybe lose a couple games and let those pins pop up there.
Yep, and then of course you've got the Leafs and the Lightning. What do you think about that?
That's gonna be a bloodbath. That's gonna be great hockey. That's gonna be physical, in your face. There's gonna be lots of like high speed, high scoring. Lots of action. It's gonna be whoever can. The Lightning, the Bolts, they got the advantage in net, but I would say that the Leafs have a little bit more firepower up front. So that will be the best. That'll be probably the best series if that kept right there. That one will probably be the best series as long as I don't know. We'll see. As long as Vasilevsky stays in net, should be good.
Because I'm looking at my deal here on the web, and it has Boston against the Penguins, but on this one it has Boston against the Islanders. I'm like, okay, which one is it?
They're gonna keep bouncing back and forth over the next couple days. So I'm sure it was so Islanders are 85 right now points, and the Penguins are at 82. So if it was today, if it stopped right now, the Bruins would play the Pens, which is what I would love.
Yep.
So that would be great. But then it'll probably change another 2 or 3 times. All these teams are bouncing back and forth. They're all jockeying for position.
Yep. So we'll check that out again tomorrow. Now in the games last night, or NFL. I don't even know why I keep saying NFL. Anyway, in the NHL scores last night, the Canadiens in a shootout over the Sabres 4-3.
Yeah, this pretty much shut the door on the Sabres' playoff hopes. They had to pretty much run the table from here on out, and that was. I mean, they got a point there, but I think they're done.
They're done. The Panthers and the Senators 5-2. Senators took care of business.
This was huge for that. Just like we were just talking about, the Penguins, they're trying to stay in the playoff race, and the Panthers had them right on their heels. They've dropped 4 in a row, so they're pretty much out. I think at this point, I think the East is all but pretty much set at this point.
And then the Islanders 5-1 over the Devils. Wow.
Yep, this was a little more of that they needed. All the Panthers, the Penguins, the Islanders, they were all battling for that last spot or so, and this pretty much set it all up tonight.
Pretty much sealed the deal. Then of course the Kraken
those teams
lost to the Wild 5-1.
Yeah, Wild beating them down in another one at home. They're still just rolling 7-1-2 in the last 10. They're now first in the Central. They got full control, so it should be interesting if they can hold on here with the Avalanche and everything that's going on.
Yep. Then the Oilers beating the Yotes 5-4.
Yeah, like I said, the Oilers should handle them. I was surprised that McDavid only got 1 point, but still, they still got him 5-4. And honestly, I know we made fun of that but the Arizona arena there playing at Arizona State University, but they have one of the best home records in the league. They're actually well over 500. They're almost in their 0.700 percentage tile right there. So they're actually cruising right over there. But the Oilers got the win.
Then of course the Avalanche 5-1 over the Unmighty Ducks.
Yep, cakewalk. Those Ducks laid down, nice and easy.
You're wrong, bro. That's wrong, man. See how you are, dude. Then, of course, games today. You've got the Blue Jackets against the Rangers.
Yep, should be point night at MSG for the Rangers. They're rolling. I'll look for them to just crush the Blue Jackets here.
Yep. Then the Predators and the Bruins.
Yeah, the goalies still aren't set for the game, but if it's Saros and net against Olmark, then I do like the under in this one, but it should be a tight one. The Bruins are they'll probably sit one guy. I don't think too many, but they're going to keep trying to push for this record. So,
as they should. And then the Canadiens and the Flyers.
Yeah, it's one of the who cares.
Penguins.
I hate it, but
Penguins, Red Wings.
And like I was saying about last night's game, this was huge for the Penguins again. They got to stay in the wild card. They're still trying. They're only 3 points behind the Islanders, so they have a game in hand, so they can still realistically catch them. But they've had probably the worst goaltending over the last, 10 games that I've seen in a long time. So if they keep the puck out of their own net, I expect them to win here.
Then you've got the Lightning and the Canes.
Yes, this will be a tightly contested one. This one's going to be one of those playoff. These guys are still fighting for position. Hurricanes want to keep up, in front of the Devils. The Lightning are still trying to hold up and keep with the Leafs. So they're all fighting for home ice. So this one's going to be good. I expect it to be a good one, especially with the Bolts losing 4 in a row and Vasilevsky in net. That should be a nice game.
You have the Canucks and Drew's Blues tonight.
Yeah, sorry, Drew. Next one.
And then my Stars on the road in Chicago against the Blackhawks.
Yeah, Stars they need a win here tonight, and Otter is in net. So they need to get this win to stay within a couple points of first and second in their Central Division.
Yeah, because right now we're struggling, dude. We are really struggling right now.
On a tough stretch right now.
Yeah, I was surprised.
So you just need a good solid performance in net by Otter, and I think that the first line stuff like that should come together with Robo. Those guys are young; they're going to be sprouts, so it should be nice.
Yeah. Then you have the Kings and the Flames.
Yeah, Kings. I expect them to crush here, but I'm not 100% because the Flames they still have enough room to make a little bit of a push. They're only 4 points out, so 2 games. They got 9 games left. Some of the other teams only have 8 and 7, so they still have a little bit of room to make a run. But the Kings with 10-0-2 in their last 12, I expect them to win here.
Yep. Then you have the Oilers and the G Knights.
Yeah, this one will be a hell of a battle. I do like the Oilers, obviously, McDavid. And then he's at 140 points. So he has I think it's 9 games left to get 10 more points. So I expect him to do it. But the G Knights with that Jonathan Quick trade from the Kings, if he's in net, this should be a hell of a game.
Yep, I agree. And then, of course, those Jets and the Sharks, man.
Yep. The Jets, there's another guy, got to win for them. I mean, the Sharks should be just pushed over at this point, chum the waters and just get them when they come up kind of thing. But Hallebuck and that starting for the Jets, I do like them. They need to hold on to their 8th spot in the West. So that's that.
Yeah, hockey is everything is between the NBA and hockey, it's loading up right now. I mean, big time.
It's good. It's looking good. Good nights in sports. And of course, there's all these games. And like I always say, none of them are on TV. You got to have ESPN Plus.
Yep. And then for those OSU guys, remember that we do have the OSU OKC Metro Alumni Chapter Golf Tournament at Oak Tree Country Club, Monday, April 17th. Of course, it's the 3rd annual scholarship golf tournament. $195 a person, $675 per team if you want to join that.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, not bad at all. And plus, getting to play at Oak Tree. I mean, who doesn't want to play there?
Yeah, Oak Tree's a great course.
Yeah, great course. So that's going to be a fun thing to be able to get in and play in that. And I know last year I was supposed to go play and I couldn't do it. I forget what happened last year. I didn't get a chance to play, but I'm definitely going to try to do it this year and then probably have the show, do the show from Oak Tree. Go ahead and remind my people that next Monday I will not be there for the kids. So I'm going to have to miss. Well, actually, I guess I could be there. I might be a little late. I get there for it. We'll see. Anyway, all right, B. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'm going to try and probably catch 9 holes, maybe 18 either Wednesday or Saturday when it's not completely windy, but it looks like it's going to be high 60s, maybe even low 70s. So I'm going to go try and maybe catch me a little round.
Yeah, I might try to go over to
much going on.
Try to go over to Jim Stewart and get some golf in, get those 9 holes in, which is a nice.
There you go. Holler at me if you're free.
Yeah, we'll do that. Thursday, I'm off Thursday. I have no training schedule Thursday, so maybe what is it Thursday afternoon? It's going to be what, Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday it says we're about 67, 60, about 65, 67. So it's going to be a little windy, but I don't mind the wind.
Yeah, it's not that bad, Jimmy. So what we need to do is go ahead and get our tee time set up for Thursday. So we may need to
all right,
let
me know.
Yeah, so I'll try to do that and see with Drew if he's healthy, if he wants to do it. But if not, it's just me and you, maybe your dad. Well, I guess he can't come up during the week, can he?
I can give him a shout.
Yeah, see what happens.
He makes his own schedule.
Oh yeah, because what we'll do is I'll be done. We're supposed to be going to UConn, YNB, so I'll be through about 3. I'll be through there at 3:00. So probably 4:00 would be a good time to try to get in there to try to get something done at 4:00 if we can.
Yeah, sure.
About 4:00, if we can even get on at 4:00.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I'll check into it, brother.
All right, man.
Appreciate
Sounds
you.
Good.
All right, that's my guy,
yes,
Ben Dillman, High Stick Harry. Go ahead, Ben.
Oh, cheers. I'm out of here, brother. I'll talk to you.
All right, brother. Appreciate that. Ben Dillman, High Stick Harry, our hockey guy, and then also giving us some insight from his perspective on. Hey, you know what, Ben? Are you still there? Ben.
Yeah.
Hey, we forgot to do your power rankings, bro.
Oh yeah, I still got mine up.
Yeah. Anyway, you have the Bruins, the Hurricanes, the Rangers, the Avalanche, and you went. Well, I forgot you went 12 today, but you had the Kings at 5. That's your top 5.
Yep. That's there's. I mean, the Lightning and the Devils I just couldn't keep out because Devils have been so streaky this year, and the Lightning with all the weapons they got, they had to stay in there. But the top 5 there, Bruins, easy number 1 pick. Hurricanes were very close to losing that spot. Avalanche are 9-1-0 in their last 10, so it's very difficult to not keep them out of there. The Kings, like I said earlier, they're 10-0-2. These teams are all rolling right now, so there's a big list.
Yep. And then, of course, your 6 through 10 are the Leafs, the Wild, the G-Knights, and the Oilers, and my Stars kicking up the bottom of the barrel.
Yep, the Stars were around. They were all kind of going in there at 11 or 12, but I kicked them up there for you. I think Otter's going to come back. I think it's going to be a good run for them. But, yeah, the Leafs, they got a ton of firepower, just haven't been winning all the games lately. Wild on a crazy run. They got a few injuries with Kaprizov going out. I believe he's the 6th highest scorer in the league. He's going to be injured for about 2 weeks, so that'll be a big loss for them, or they would have been a little bit higher. G-Knights 8-2 in their last 10, so they had to cruise in there, and the Oilers with McDavid can't leave them out. And then Stars, I wish I could have put them at 7 or 6, but they just have lost a few games lately. Otter hasn't been himself, so.
Yep. We got to get that. And then, of course, you got the Lightning and Devils. You're supposed to be 10, but we're giving you 12, man.
I had to do 12. I couldn't because I had 3 teams at 10. I couldn't pick one.
Yeah, I saw that. I went ahead and threw them in, so you're good. All right, brother. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. You have a good one. Cheers, brother.
You too, man. Cheers to my guy, Ben Dillman, High Stick Harry, giving us his insight. Appreciate everything that he does. And by the way, for all you soccer fans, Croatia is still up 2-0 over Turkey. Or you football fans, what do you want to call them now? FUTBOL. The Croatia is up 2-0 at the 57-minute mark of the second half.